Test. We're testing a microphone. Go live. Why is my office so dark? Okay, I need to set this up. Where is the button? Start a poll. Ask a question. Yui in how many polls? What is up? If you didn't just retire, I would love to retire anytime earlier than what I'm intending. I'm actually trying to retire early, but I think my actual official retirement age is 67 and a half. I'm going to set up a poll here and see what people think on how lucky I will or won't be tonight. Let's see. In 40? Nope, that's a 1 out of 4. How are you all today? Hello. You guys are coming in early for the pre-stream setup, and so I thought I'd just kick it off. I could have done this before, but I'm like, whatever, I'll come and chat. What is the thing I'm missing? Oh, yeah, 50-50. Add option. Thank you, Kevin. Hey, Seed. Math brain. 80 plus 40 is 120. So that is what? That would be 81 to 120. Can you really not add 5 options to a poll? Well, that's dumb. Okay, so we'll have to change my poll really quick. Let's see. Just ended Palace 2 on 100%. Nice. I haven't run the boss yet. I will be doing that off stream just because I don't want to spoil for anybody. But I am going to run Miss Yui on that one. Start poll. Okay, is that Marvel Superheroes and Time Crisis? Yes, it is, Reggie. 2 of my favorite. The one you cannot see that's right here is Killer Instinct with Killer Instinct 2. So I've got Killer Instinct 2, Time Crisis with Point Blank. That Marvel Superheroes I've modded. It has 6,000 games on it, which is more than any human has the right to own. In my other room, I have Capcom Big Blue, which has the entire Street Fighter 2 franchise, Darkstalkers, a couple other games. I have Final Fight 1941, and let's see, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's actually the whole Marvel vs. Capcom collection. What's up, Chris Code? So yes, I am, if you haven't been able to tell by now, I am a huge arcade game fanatic. Love them. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and so I spent a lot of time and a lot of money in arcades. Back in my day, it was 25 cents to 50 cents to play a game. Hoping for 110 pull. Me too. I saw somebody earlier today. We were talking about in Discord, I think it was. Unless it was either Discord or it was just a YouTube comment. But they got 2 Yuis and a single 10 pull, and I'm like, it was YouTube. So I was like, you need to come into the stream and give me that luck. So you have 3 good heroes. Okay, so you went for Marion. Nice. I was Marion today, losing 50-50 for Dupe Morgana. Oh, that's a little painful. To go to pity on that. I got to live through those arcades in the days. Absolutely. X-Men Arcade is so good. Did you see there's a new like Marvel arcade game coming out, like beat 'em up? Not an official arcade game, but like on, all the different platforms. I will not only buy that one, but if you guys ever want to play it on stream with me, let me know. We can do it on the Switch. When it comes out, obviously. I also have the newer Teenage Mutant Turtles, what is it, Shredder's Revenge or something like that. That game is so good. I love that game. I haven't played it in a long time, but I love it. I'd be more than happy to get it down. I know it's not Persona, but I'd be more than happy to get down on a streamer, community, beat 'em up, stream night. I don't know what the hell you call those things. You know what I mean? Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Yeah, there you go. Should we wait for Mary? Yeah, so I would. No, listen, I don't have any hate for someone if they're like, hey, I want to pull her now. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to. Oh, birthday gift for Shun. You know, that's absolutely fine. I get the rationale of not waiting. I'm gonna wait for her because there's no content right now. I feel the need for her, and I just want to save some pulls, frankly. Hope for Rin or on, but everyone got the Morgana pity. Thanks for the guides, of course. I've got some more coming. So I've got the rank 5 personas to film. I was actually using mine last night or yesterday. I did a little bit of it on stream. Then I did a little bit after stream. And then I've got the Yui. I was waiting to pull Yui here, and then I'm going to do it, you know, from the global server instead of trying to do it on the KR server. I was showing some people that her A0 translated on the KR server it's unfortunate. Let's put it that way. It doesn't make a bit of sense. So I'm like, I'll just wait. Yes, that means we don't get it out before she launches, but you know, I think it'll be fine. I want to do Shun. I think I'm going to do Shun after I do Yui. So that's 3. And then a lot of people have been asking for a Revelations guide, and I just don't know. Like, I want to make it. I'm just trying to think of the best way to present it without it just being a spreadsheet. 40 pulls for Marion. That's awesome. What's up, Karma? Is there any use for leftover white and blue? I use the white ones as XP into my cards. So that's where I predominantly use those. Matter of fact, all my cards, I think I've been leveling off those lately. Hey, Alex. Let's see. Save everything for Makoto. I love Makoto. She's one of my favorites. Should you pull her weapon for Yui? I think so, yes. I think if you're going to go for her, she kind of wants her weapon. Or if you talk about Marion, she loves her weapon. Here's what pisses me off. Sorry. Like, as tempered as I am about many things, I really, really dislike that she's not in here. It's the end of book 4. Most people will not be hitting this tomorrow, except for Per Platypus, because he's in chat, and I know Per Platypus. He'll be the first person to get this. There is no reason for them not to put Marion's 5-star on here sooner. So I was originally thinking about picking it up here, and it's not in here. So that kind of upset me. I don't like it, but I get why she's not here, because this people will get in the next couple days. Again, don't love it. But Marion, she loves her weapon. It's a little bit easier to come by than other limiteds though, because you can always lose a 50-50 into it. What am I missing? I don't want to wait because I plan to run the summer. The summer team's a good team. Yeah, I like summer team. Well, and keep them, although, so Glorp, if you're doing the summer team, there's 2 ways to run it. One is with Marion, and the other one is Summer Moko. So if you're intending to pull Summer Moko, and you don't have to pull her, she's really good with Haru though. But if you're planning on pulling both summer units, you can wait on Marion because Summer Moko works really well on that team as well. Yeah, Yui is definitely a fun pull for me. You know, obviously for the 5K, thank you all for that as well again. Let me switch to the game view too. Oops. Nope, wrong one. That's the podcast. Hold on. That screen. There we go. Get my big head off the screen. Sorry, I just realized that I was showing stuff. I was trying to show this, that her weapon's not in here for Marion, which is unfortunate. Shun's birthday, yes. Perpletos, and you love Shun. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Chris. Can't remember if I said I do yet or not. Giku's drama. So I haven't looked at Giku's video. I know of that individual. I don't think I've watched their videos, but yeah, I don't love it. I don't love that they don't have Marion in here. I don't go as, okay, so this is old man speak for a minute here. I have lived enough very hard life lessons at this stage of my life to not let the pendulum swing too far in one direction or the other. I don't get so hyped that I have blinders on. I don't get so doom and gloom that I can't see in front of myself. And so I tend to have a opinion that starts more neutral, and then I look at both sides of an argument. And so I think some of the drama is a little bit overhyped. I think some of the drama is very warranted. So I don't think this is a, hey, it's not bad, hey, it's not great. I don't think it's you know, those full sides. I think it's a little bit of both depending on which part of the topic you're talking about. I don't think it's a huge deal that she's not going straight to standard banner in 2 weeks, because she didn't even release at this point in CN. So we're actually getting her 2 weeks early. So I think all that's happening there, she's probably going to come out right before Fox. And that timing will technically be the same. But where I do have heartache is, like I said, these business plans. I really think on 4 they should have had her weapon. I can kind of sort of understand this one. I don't love it still, but I understand not having it as a cognition awareness, because you could still just hold it in your inventory. Podcast spoilers. Yeah, I think Platypus and I are going to go deep on this topic for your Sunday podcast. So look forward to that. Don't forget to like the stream. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. You know what? I got myself a little Steam Deck Neo. It was on sale for Amazon Prime, and I put a little button on it. I put 2 buttons on it. I put this little bad boy. And then I put this one up here for whenever there's a reason to say thank you. Like today, thank you for getting me to 5,000 subs. Very much appreciate that. Slowed down, didn't want to burn yourself out. I think this game lends itself better to being a slower game, truth be told. I've definitely rushed the content before in here, and depending on how they speed it up, I think is going to really define how much people need to push. But if I look at like the KR server timing, or if we catch up and then we go on their cycles, you get your resets on your SOS, your guild battles, your occasional palace or event. You beat that, and then you have a couple weeks of just chill. And so somebody was asking me today, what is my average daily play? And it was 5 minutes. Like, I can legitimately say that outside of new content, I would only spend 5, maybe 10 minutes a day playing the game, because the dailies can be done that fast. And when you catch up on all the content, that's legitimately all you have left. I think I just saw somebody says, yeah, drama gets clicks. I like to talk about the topics. I wrestled with today's video's thumbnail and title. Like, I love the skateboard one. Like, I knew what the thumbnail was going to look like, but I didn't want to make it too clickbaity, even though I knew I was going to talk about these topics that we're talking about now, because I thought it was important to give a perspective on it. Not to try to sway a person one way or another. That's not the intent of my video. But I really didn't want it to be click me because I'm giving you some negative feedback, even though I understand YouTube algorithms. I understand the analytics. You get more clicks on it. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the one who tries to share, like I said, that kind of more even approach. There is some bad, but there's also some good. The content as a general win, finishing the palace, getting the train. I love the little gacha ball thing, so I've spent quite a bit of in-game, yen or whatever on them. Yeah, people are definitely misunderstanding there, Fulu. She is coming to standard banner. It's just not after the 2 weeks. Summer versions just skin. No, summer versions are completely new characters. So, Closer is a blessed DPS AoE, and she basically uses her health to charge herself up, and then she wants max health to do more damage. And then Summer Moko is a follow-up heal unit, so she basically puts like stacks on people, and then after so many stacks kind of go off, which is basically a return, she will launch the enemies into the air, do a minor amount of damage, then heal you, and then she buffs your effective heal rate and can heal one character while she does that. I think maybe more if she has duplicates. I don't remember. I don't chase dupes, as you can tell. I think people confuse valid complaints with Doom posting. Yeah, absolutely, Shun. And I think, to me, it comes in on tone. And this is something I teach both my kids and the teams that I run at work, is you're okay to voice criticism, and you should feel empowered to voice criticism. It's the way in which you choose to do so. I've gotten so much farther having calm discourse and dialogue than allowing my emotions to ruin like stoicism, right? So I think there should be feedback cycles. I think there should be, concern brought from the community to the developers. I think people should vote with their wallets. I think that's fine too. I think that, putting personal blame on individual humans might be putting it too far. Calling the devs incompetent. There's comments I saw on Discord today. There's comments I saw on Reddit and other places where it became personal attacks. And I think that's where you start to lose the credibility of your argument, is when you turn to a personal battle versus a factual dialogue. Again, my own personal opinion. So some YouTubers are just looking. Yeah, I mean, YouTubers are going to look for engagements. I can't hate them for wanting to find a way to get clicks. I can tell you it's very hard to get noticed on YouTube. And so I know some people are going to push it whatever way they feel is best. And some people just like to run that kind of content. It's not me personally, but I also, I want to err on the side of not knocking down another creator, you know, just because it's not my way of being, right? Let's see. We need to potentially wait on 1.3. Yeah, it's hard to say. I think, and if I had the biggest criticism, it's that their communication sucks right now. And tell me if you think differently. But how many of you feel that had they just said, this is when it's happening, here, whatever that date is, maybe it's not even a good date, but here's when it's happening. Same with the, 110 banner. Here's when the 110 banner is coming out. They obviously know, we know these things. Like, they even meant, that's even what they said when they said they're not doing the standard banners. Like, hey, we know people are saving for this. We know people are aware of this. So it's not like they don't know that we know. All they have to do is add 1 to 2 sentences on each of these conversation points, and I think the entire community calms down. That doesn't mean they're going to be happy. Like, I'm not conflating the issue. It just means that they're going to calm down and say, okay, it sucks, it stings, I don't like it, but at least I now know when, or, whatever. I think that could have solved so many, and could still solve so many problems. Shark Attack, what's up? As free 5-star if you don't have her. Okay, let me see. I think I missed a question because Lord Arbiter is responding to Fontex. Will she be added to Business Plan 3 for a copy? I don't know. Photonics, they haven't mentioned that in any way, shape, or form. I wouldn't hold my breath on it, if I'm being honest. My guess, I was talking about this earlier in Discord, is maybe some many months from now, 6 months plus, they might revise the business plan for future newcomers, but I don't think they'll make that retro. I wouldn't anticipate that, at least. So it's not something I would tell you to plan for. I could be wrong. Yeah, hating on P5X if you're not planning on covering long term. Yeah, absolutely. If you're just trying to get a few views, it's the same thing like people that went to Etheria, saw the first drama, threw some shade, and then walked away. They got their 15,000 views and then moved on, right, to whatever else they wanted to cover. So definitely people do that. Karma, there's not a global community manager that I've seen. Maybe... Hopefully, A, they can fix it. B, if they want to call me. I always joke, I'm like, call your senator. Let them know that Bear wants to take the job. That's why I follow you. Prefer positivity. Yeah, and food. First of all, I appreciate that. And second of all, it's I think you can be both positive and critical at the same time. I don't think you have to ride the doom train and only do doom train, right? And I do wish that some more people would do that to just kind of even out a little bit. Now, if you absolutely hate it, again, I'm not telling you how to have an opinion. If you hate it, you hate it. It is what it is. Would still be pissed about it being removed. Yeah, Jeff, and I think that's one of my biggest criticisms is I really disagree with the plan that they put in place for the books. Just say when and people will chill. Everybody chill. My personal issue is the maintenance. Yeah, the maintenance compensation, I don't get that one at all. Not only just the fact that it went from 300 to 100, but no codes. I said this before with the launch is, why wouldn't they rep it? Like, why wouldn't they, what's 10 pulls to them? Honestly, like, okay, maybe 5% of the population gets lucky and gets a 5-star off of that, or saves themselves 10 pulls on a pity. It's really statistically not that bad. And so they get a whole bunch of hype going. Like, that would have been huge for them. Just throw a couple codes out there. They don't have to give them to me, but give them to a couple like big creators, people bigger than me. Like, they got Legion Gaming's on there. I don't know much about his channel personally, but they obviously got him in the creator program or whatever version of creator program they have. And so, give them some codes. Let them get them out to the community. Let them generate some hype and some goodwill. Yeah, Reggie, perfectly said. Yeah, if they communicated better, it wouldn't be as mad. Longsword Larry, what's up? I barely beat it with 2 actions left, Teb. I very much appreciate the pun. Yeah, I don't know if my companion saw it today, but I totally changed our guild message, and it's a bear pun. It's absolutely a bear pun, and I don't feel bad about it at all. If we ever get Teddy, which I'm sure we will one day, I'm going to live and breathe his bear puns just for the hell of it. We're gonna give it until the top of the hour, and then I'm gonna start doing some polls. I'm gonna let some people filter in here, so we're close. So we'll chat and chill for another just less than 10 minutes, and then we'll jump into that. Guys, you want to see something? So you're talking about agility, Caleb. I'll give you guys a sneak preview into my personas. Would you guys like that? instead of waiting for video 5 since you're here on stream with me today. There is a redeem spot on the menu. Just here, let me show you, Jeff, really quick. I actually y'all gonna laugh at me. I actually tried this earlier today. I tried to type in a bunch of random codes because I know what kind of character strings they use for the other servers, and I was in here just like messing around with it, and I couldn't get any. If I got any to land, I was gonna throw them on the community page and like put a big disclaimer like, hey, use at your own risk, but I couldn't get a single one. This is where you would exchange the codes when it comes out. Okay, trade failed. Okay, so spoiler alert, if you want to know nothing about my personas, go get yourself a drink for the next 5 minutes. But this will be covered in depth in what I hope is only a 20-minute video here in a couple days. I don't know. I'm going to try to film it tomorrow at lunch, but I am still like buried in an analysis that has to be done by Monday night, and it is a monstrous one at work. And so I may very well work through my lunch tomorrow. So part of what I built is because I'm pulling Yui, so bear that in mind. And level 5 is when I start inheriting skills. So I maxed out Yearlinger, but not only did I max this one out, so they have a great ability specific for Yui. Well, I guess technically for summer or for closer, but you would never run closer as DPS mainly over a Yui. But you're gonna notice something on here. Yearlinger does not come with Racunda. I inherited that off of somebody else, I forget which one. And so really what I want them for is I'll give myself buffs from somebody else, and then I will sit on this persona to have to rebuff. And while I'm sitting on this persona, I can actually use Racunda to drop defense down. Oh, it was from, somebody's going to correct me because I always get this wrong. Sina Lide. I'm sure I said that wrong again. So that's your like main Yui persona from the 5 groupings. And then my all-star persona. So you guys know how much I love Succubus. Succubus finally gets replaced in 5 with Kumokutin. Again, this will be in the video, so you guys are getting a little sneak peek. So he comes with Revolution, and I made him inherit Rebellion, which you can get starting at rank 5 from, let me show you, where is she at? This one right here. So Dakini is the first one you can inherit Rebellion from. Now, it is a rank 5. You're going to have to burn some coins to do this unless you're lucky. So I did that, and then this is the first time I start speed tuning. So what I had to do to get him right is 2 things, because for whatever reason my Joker is god awful fast. I don't understand. Well, I do understand why it's his cards, but I don't have ones without speed. But what I did on him is let me go into his actual skills. Hold on, I need to pull him up over here. Bear that in mind. Yeah, sorry, and I'm not actively looking at chat for just a second. I'm going to catch back up with you guys, don't you worry. So if I look at his skills, the way that you make him faster specifically, because he is a slow persona, is he comes with Ironclad Resolve, and Ironclad Resolve will decrease speed by 12 but increase HP. So if you want him to go fast, you basically have to pull this off. I had to do that, and I had to go pull an Agility Master 1. That's the only way I could get him faster than Joker. Unfortunately, my Leo is still slower than my Joker, which I still need to somehow fix, but I just don't have a card to do it. And so he is now my new Succubus. Now his piece up here isn't as good as hers, but if you let him be your lead persona, at the start of battle, increase attack of an ally with the highest attack, which is usually your main DPS, and crit rate for 6% for 3 turns. So you do that, you've got Revolution. Revolution stacks with Rebellion. Now you're supercharging your crit, then you switch into your other, for me, Yearlinger for Yui. So those are 2. There's other ones in group 5 that are good, but those are 2 that that you want to look at. Jeff, they don't have the redeem on mobile version? That's surprising. Okay, let me see. Let me scroll back up. I probably missed a few questions, so if you had some, feel free to put them back in the chat. 30,000 jewels, still no Marion Minami. Sorry, buddy. That is very painful. Yeah, we can't do anything about it, Lord. We just kind of are stuck with what they want to do with the game. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it is their game, right? And I'm still going to support it. I still have gotten 7 months of enjoyment from KR, and I'll get well more than that on Global. So I don't mind throwing a few bucks at it. Angel, thank you very much for that comment. And sorry, you guys got a little bit of bear sipping tea ASMR unintentionally, so I don't know if that's your style, but you got it anyway. Global should be thankful. The servers. Yeah, I do think some gacha games, I don't want to say all, I do think some gacha games do kind of look at SEA and global servers a bit more from the extra revenue stream, not primary revenue stream. And look, I'm in corporate America for a very large company. I understand how a lot of that works. Plus my background is finance. I understand the operational expenses and the way revenues pull in for this. Doesn't mean I have to like it. And I'm being cautious. I'm not going to put the doom and gloom there yet. Yeah, my Leo is not fast enough, unfortunately. I feel like they need to put a community manager in front of this. I feel like they need to create kind of a priority into global and SEA. And again, a community manager could be a shared resource with other games. It doesn't have to be dedicated. And somebody that can, like, you know, help with getting streams organized, or help with pre-recordings, help with better Twitter posts, you know, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot that could happen if you just communicate effectively. Queen's your favorite girl. I will absolutely, if I have to drop into the pocketbook, I will be getting Queen. There's no question asked. Can units attack 2 times before enemy? No, they cannot. Or how about this, Mr. Bud? I've never seen a unit fast enough to go between, to kind of charge themselves up against an enemy, like you would say in, say, a theory restart. Stamina's gone for fusing. I feel that. I burned a few pots just to get the stuff ready for my video. So I cheated. I don't know if that's cheating, but I did use some stamina pots. Let's see. What else am I missing here? This might be dumb, but I can't even see his speed. Okay, yeah, let me show you speed. So if you're looking for Joker, it will change based on your persona. And so click here and you'll see speed. So like mine is at 106 with Kiko Koopman, whatever. My Joker, if I click up there, his speed is 104, so he's high, but I got Joker above him. You saw how I did that. Leo is 101. All this is because this butthead has this card with this speed. I just need this con, and I've debated just taking this card off, to be honest with you, but I don't have any other cards for him. So I don't know what I'm going to do there. In this, if I was doing a SOS trial, I would consider doing something here, but for your general content, it really does not matter. It's really for speeding on scores. Yeah, Mona can revive on highlight. Leo A6, nice. Community manager for a community that never can. I talked about this earlier, and a couple people obviously came from the same community, but I'm telling you, like, Joshua and Glacy from the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, my favorite 2 community managers for any gacha game ever, period, end of story. Let's see. Should I level Mona? So Mona's a better healer than Shun. They just do different things, honestly. There's times when I'd rather have a healer than Shun. There's times I'd rather have Shun than a healer. Marion actually does have a revive. It's just tied to her A6, just FYI. Will Sega have a response soon? Nothing of any grand importance, I don't think. Maybe a very small or polygem kind of a thing. I don't think it's going to be anything major. 180 stamina for new personas. So I burned stamina to get the personas, and then to, like I said, I maxed out Kiko Kuten and Uringer. Okay, so we are at that hour. Cattle A6, nice Reggie. Leon's fantastic. We're at that A6. So here's what I'm gonna do. So I will be pulling until I get Yui. That's happening. I'm gonna be pulling her weapon until I get her weapon. That's happening. Pity, no pity, however it takes us. But to warm up, and I do not suggest anyone else does this, just FYI, I'm going to do a 10 pull here just to warm up. Every once in a while I'll throw a 10 pull here. I still want Rin, which means I'll definitely get Riddle. So which persona did you use to put Rebellion on Kiko Kuten? Let me show that really quick, and then we're going to dive into that pull. It is Doxini, I think is her name. It's a rank 5. She's the first one that you can actually get that will let you transfer Rebellion. So she looks like this right here, Dakini. She has Rebellion on her skills. Now remember, it's random. I think had to run 6 of her before I got it. Like, it cost me quite a few persona coins. You might get it in 1. You just don't know. That's one of the random things. Okay, how do I get so many crystals? I am not free to play, Zome, so The two things, and I'll always be transparent with you guys. I've spent about $50, but some of that came from super chats. Whenever you guys give super chats, I reinvest that back into the stream. So 100% of the super chats will eventually make it back into something, and that's so that I can help, you know, like content like this or whatever. And so some of it came from there. The rest of it's my own spending. So yes, I am not fully free to play. I've put about $50 into the game right now. All right, so hope you guys don't mind. I'm not a shill. I'm not content creator sponsored or anything like that. This comes from either my money or the kindness of your super chats. But here we go. Let's do a 10 pull here. Yes. And I think I promised Chris that I would write his name the next time I did this. And if I already did it, then Chris, I'm sorry. Some nice little cursive there. Look at that. I remember 5th grade. Purple Platypus, you and I can't even talk about not being free to play, friend. Canceled, yes. Canceled. Y'all don't want to know how much money I spent in the City of Final Fantasy. I don't even know how much I spent, but I definitely had quite a few of the $40 costumes. Let's just put it that way. Lufel copy. Okay. Lufel? Lufel, maybe? I can deal with that. I can deal with a copy of him. We're going to do one more 10 pull here, just so I can get closer to pity. Because it's 20. My probability of getting a 5-star here is pretty damn low. I know, 160 pull. Oh, Dust Diesel. Bentien, hello. Yeah, Marion is... I hope everyone gets Marion from the standard pull eventually. She is absolutely cracked when it comes to healing. Like, she really is. And if you end up getting her A1, don't go chasing her A1 in the limited, please. But if you get her A1 eventually, it adds penetration, which is one of the best stats to get because it decreases the defense coefficient. It's just a raw increase on your power. Yeah, Trickster, I can appreciate that. I definitely see where people don't want to do payments because of what's going on. And I think you should vote with your wallet. I think voting with your wallet is one of the best ways to vote. It's a way to not be mean. It's an appropriate tact, in my opinion. All right, that's all I'm going to pull there. So we're just getting ourselves closer to when Marion drops on this banner for me. Okay, let's go with Yui. So let's see. The poll says, and I'm going to end the poll here, 50-50. 41% think I'm going to get this on the 50-50. I like the 22% that said in 40. So let's end the poll. Pull the game back up on my screen. 259 votes. Oh my god, this 300 people. I just realized that I don't usually look at the counts right away. Over 300 people. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for this 5K celebration. Again, thank you everyone who has liked and subbed to the channel. You guys, make my heart very, very full. So thank you for that. Let's do a 10 pull. Let's see. 10 pull here. We're getting it in one, people. We're getting it in one. Never gonna happen. I'm gonna get 7 of her on one. Yeah, see, that's a yellow. So this is definitely a 4-star. Lucky numbers. I'll take it, Melissa. I'll take it. Take a shot. I don't drink anymore, Reggie, but I'll take a sip of my tea. How about that? I guess I could use close. I'm gonna have to build closer for this team, so I might as well take her dupes. Bear is pulling the big numbers. So guys, this is a new record for sure. 300 people. I've never had 300 people in a stream before. That's absolutely insane to me. Love the bear. Reggie, your name's going next for the... Oops, I don't need to click on her. We're going to sign your name on the next contract here. So this is what? Multi-2? Somebody help you keep track. What is the tell for 5-star? It looks like rainbow sparkles. So hopefully I can show you right here, right now. But when she pulls up the contract, you'll see it. You'll see sparkles on the side. So see how that was yellow? That means it's a 4-star. I'm still going to sign your name, Reggie. Reggie. Put a star up there. Oh my god, Giku. Giku, hello. And 10 gift memberships. That is a massive thank you. I wish my thank you could get like scaled bigger. That is incredibly generous. And I wicked appreciate that. Thank you very much. Sorry, I still keep some of my Boston slang. Wicked is like saying awesome. I have a hoodie that says Wicked Pissa. And that's like the Boston slang for awesome, I guess you could say. I'm going to max closer on this. Watch. So everybody, if you got a gift membership from Giku, please give all the love to Giku. All right. A closer. They could at least give me a double 4-star, couldn't they? Yeah, just enjoy the game. Absolutely. Guys, I'm going to play the hell out of Yui. I understand the meta of this game very well. Incredibly well. All the same, she is going to be so fun to use. And I've been thinking for the last probably 48 hours of ways I can bring her into content. So don't let anybody stop you from just enjoying the game for what it is. Just know that you can appreciate it, regardless of meta, regardless of controversy. But again, still have your opinions. I'm not asking you not to be upset at certain things, right? I think you should be. If I see, that looked like sparkles. Okay, so Giku, your name is going on this one because you are a legend with what you just did. Giku. Sorry, it probably doesn't look great. I have terrible handwriting in real life, which is funny because I'm an artist. There it goes. All right, do we win the 50-50, friends? Do we win the 50-50? I do not mind getting her early. Oh, yes. Okay, I thought that was Puppet for some reason, which wouldn't have made any sense. She's a 4-star. Ladies and gentlemen, we won the 50-50. That, I know there's a saying, streamer luck. If there is a such thing as streamer luck, I will take it gladly. Gladly. On the Giku signature, absolutely. Giku the legend. Again, thank you very much for those 10 gift memberships. That is amazing. Okay. And we'll take a closer with her. Why not? Why not? Took less pulls than viewers. You know what? True, but I still have to pull the weapon. We're still going weapon. That was an insane pull. I am not upset at an early Yui Buoy. Yui Buoy. I don't know why I keep on clicking on them. So we've got her. We've got her, friends. So we are done pulling there. We'll save those 7 for... Who's next? Fox? I will be pulling Fox. I'm going to build a Fox team. I'm apparently going to pull a per platypus and not exclusively run the meta teams because I'm pulling a Fox. He's great in his content cycle, but there's just not a lot of content that loves him. That said, who here has seen the fight against Fox in the current versions of the game? If you haven't watched it, go search it. I've not run it myself, so I can't give you a video of my own. Go support some other creators. It is an insanely brutal fight. Like, I could argue possibly the hardest fight I've seen in the game, outside of maybe some Tartarus, like, level 12 stuff, but it's insane. And I'm so happy because I love Fox. Absolutely love that character. Okay, so you guys know what I'm looking on the side here. My consolation prizes, you know my feelings about Leo. If I lose this 50-50, this is what I want. And I kept debating. So my options here, I was going to go Permafrost because Shun is Shun, and I love him. I will be pulling... Actually, I already have the thing. I just need to claim it. I'm going to get Rose Thorn from the selector from book 2. I don't have Rin, so I don't need a weapon. Not yet, at least. I'll get her from the 300, so I can wait there. I was debating Leon's because I do use him a lot, but it's just, it's kind of like, it's decent. It's like slightly better than mid, in my opinion. And I think Shun's is better. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for, obviously, our girl. If I lose, I really want Leo's. That would be fantastic for my Ryuji team. Umbilical cord, yes, there is a Fox boss fight. Yeah, people are getting smacked pretty hard by that Fox fight. What happens if you don't pull the weapon? So I will go to pity. If you lose your 50-50, you get one of these consolation prizes. Those are my option with Marion's weapon. Yeah, so if I had her, then, you know, I would definitely... Well, I guess she's not in this banner yet, so she's in the other banner, obviously. I'm so close to 300 pulls selected for Ren, man. You've been grinding hard on those standards. Marion isn't that impressive to me, period, and that's fine. Yeah, I mean, she is great at a couple things. She's just pure raw healing, and her heals just aren't matched. I mean, maybe Yukari, but she also on her A1 has penetration, which is a absolutely fantastic stat to get. It's like I was saying earlier, it cuts into the defense coefficient, so it just basically makes their defense that much less. I don't want to go into math today. I've been doing math all day, but just trust when I tell you it's one of the best stats you can possibly have. Am I on the right banner? I want to make sure I didn't switch over to Minami's and I get her weapon. I don't even have her. All right, so we got Yui's thing. Ladies and gentlemen, what do we think? Is this going to push us to pity? Let's hope not. Let's cross fingers. And his too, like when he opens the weapon case, it'll be, in this case, because I'm doing a 10 pull, it's either going to be yellow or it's going to be rainbowy sunshine. And so we're looking for the rainbows. I can't sign names on this one though. So just know in my heart, any one of you members, I'm signing your names right now. Yui, yeah, see, this is a 4-star. Yui does hit hard. It's that her follow-up is on a chance unless you're using her highlight or a skill 3. And she's great in her own cycle. It's just that she gets outclassed later. That's really her fundamental flaw. She's still a good character. And I guess, honestly, her biggest flaw is that she doesn't have a great team right now. Like, if Cord was here right now, she'd be better. But Cord's obviously not here. I can see this weapon case easily. In 20. Okay, Jeff. I'll take the in 20. Just for you. Guys, just for Jeff. I'm going to get this on the next 10 pull. And then I'm only using my coins, and we'll be perfectly fine. So, Jeff, this is for you. I'm writing your name. There's no contract here, but that's my rudimentary cursive for you specifically. Yeah, my weapon pull, I went to the 50-50 on Joker, and I won it on the 50-50, but I went all the way to the 80. So, or 70, whatever it is. So, I mean, still not full pity, so I'm happy on that on its own. Yeah, her ult got buffed, which is fantastic. I hope they port that to the servers for others, but it now lasts for 2 turns on her highlight, not just 1, which is definitely just a undeniable DPS boost for her. I'm saying if you stayed at 30, I think for most people would continue if... I'm saying if you stayed at 30, I think most people would continue if they would get another unit. Oh, you mean like trying to get a dupe for her? Is that what you mean, Fulu? If I were to do that, I actually would not go for a dupe. Now, her dupe's not bad. If you're going to run her A1 is actually pretty decent. But I would rather put those pulls into Minami if I was going to pull for anything else. And if not Minami, I would just bank it. So I see what you're saying now, what your sentence is saying. But I wouldn't go for an A1 on Yui personally. 4, never mind. Okay. Oh, I got 40 on Joker. That's not bad. Does anyone know if Puppy's... So Puppet is good on the Fox team. So she's your best Navi on the Fox team. And she is good when you need defense, not offense. Now, that's not often, but every once in a while you're going to come across a harder fight. Like, she's good in boss battles, like your palace bosses, if you're getting your butt kicked. Well, I missed Stormtrooper. What happened? I just used up 12 Dakinis. Yeah, dude, it's... You don't have to follow my model to do that. Like, and keep in mind, eventually you're going to replace them with Dionysus anyways. So I might be min-maxing a little bit harder than you need to right now, to be perfectly honest about it. But this is kind of like a level range I like to do that just for my own personal fun. See, that would be cool if you could pull Yui and then use the rest of the pity for Marion. Let me think about that, because let me tell you what the risk of that is. It's if I go to pity for Minami, and then I need to pity into Fox, and then Fox is followed by Makoto, that's cash, because I'm not going to skip Fox or Makoto. So I need to... Let me get through the weapon, and then I'll think about that. Sorry for jinxing it. Jeff, you did not jinx anything, my friend. It's all love. It's all love. All love to all of you. Let me check something. I can't remember if I can buy the coin. Yeah, so you can buy the gems, but not the coins here. And I swear to God, in KR, you can buy the coins. Or I'm misremembering. I don't remember. Okay, what do we got here? The guy ended up pushing me into top 4% Nightmare Getaway. I'm missing who you said. You'll drop... So, Auntie, that is very kind of you. You don't have to feel pressure to drop any cash for me. I'm, of course, thankful when people do stuff like that, but I'm not here to make people spend money on me. That's not what this is about. But all the way the same, I appreciate the thought of it, nonetheless. Trying to clear difficulty for Metro and keep wiping on Yerlinger. Yerlinger can be a butt. The other one is that it's like a dragon dude. I can't think of his name, but the one that switches elements, he can cold cock some people. I'm having fun running Puppet. I don't run healers a lot, honestly. Like, I do with Minami, because she also just does a lot of good buffing. Like, she buffs attack and stuff like that. But I say this for my other account. I don't have her here yet. But whatchamacallit, when you have Shun and Riddle, you have so much survivability that you don't usually need a dedicated healer. Now my fire team, I run Cattle because it's Cattle and it's a mono fire team, so it makes sense to run him there. I thought it was the fire spar, but you are right, so I missed what that context might be. I got her so early. I did get her very early. I'm not mad at that. I'm about to go to the first pity here, so I will be going to 50-50 on the weapon. People cross fingers. They have some interesting boss mechanics. The boss mechanics only get better, in my opinion. I think that is where they shine, is making more interesting bosses over time. I absolutely adore the palace bosses and the palace boss music. For those, don't spoil the palace boss, but for those that have played the second palace boss, what did you think about that soundtrack? Like, I love it. Okay, here's the 50-50 people. So, oh my god, 404 people. 404, we're about to have an error, people. God, dad jokes. You can't escape them on this channel. I'm an old dad bear. 404 people. Oh my god. Thank you so much. I have not fought the boss on this account because I want to do it with Yui. I'm intentionally going to build a Yui team for that boss. Okay, so we know it's going to be a 5-star. Listen, if it's not her, cross your fingers for my man Leo. Yeah, Last Strike is better. I'll give you that one, but I still like it. My heart stopped for a second. I thought there was Tomoko 5-star, even though I know I can't get it right here. That's where my head went. Come on, it's going all the way to the last pull. The suspense. You're here for the dad jokes. That's what I'm here for. That's the 50-50. Okay, sorry, I'm not usually the overhype streamer, but like, I got excited for that one. So we got the 50-50. We got her, was it 4 multis? We got her in? Chat, I spent less pulls than I thought I would. So because I love you, not because I feel pressured, I can definitely back away from things. I don't have that kind of an issue. I'm going to put a poll up. I'm going to leave it up for 10 minutes. I know what the poll is going to say when it's done. So I already know where this is going to go. Minami, banner, yes or no. Star poll. We'll leave it up for 5 minutes. Okay? This is on you, so I blame you in the best way, in the nicest way possible. I will not pull for her weapon, though. I will tell you that right now. Okay. So, yeah, I know, right? We know where this is going. We know. Anti. Thank you. Thank you. Actually, I got to press the button for this one. Thank you. You know what I'm going to do? Spoiler alert. I think I'm going to put my face in a cut-in when I do that thank you button because I'm that much of a dork. And I think it'd be funny. Thank you very much. Truly mean that. And again, that will go back into the stream. Don't you worry. So while we wait, I'm going to start leveling our friend here. Did I say 5 or 10 minutes? It doesn't matter. It's at 84%. I guarantee it's not going to drop below 50%. But let's just start leveling her so I can run out of mats because y'all know mats are scarce. Yui girl, come here. Let's do it. I did not get her on KR, so I'm actually, believe it or not, excited to get her because she's going to be fun. Sunny, thank you. Thank you very much. Melissa, girl, you're already a member. You already do too much. And thank you very much. Very much thank you. All right, let's see if I can drain. You know what else? You know what the real win here is? I now have to build closer. The one that I was pausing at 35, I am now going to have to take up the levels to 80 eventually with Yui. All for the fun. All for the fun. I will have to... I'm going to need probably a week, friends, to really narrow down a good Yui strat. When I do... So I'll do her guide separate. I'm going to do her guide probably before the weekend's even over. When I get to the point that I feel better about using her because I'll have practical knowledge, do you want me to do like a 5 to 10 minute video of like her and content? Of like, if you have you, and I know a lot of people aren't going to have her and that's perfectly fair, of like, hey, here's how I'm using her? Or is that just like, No one cares. Like, I'm not insulted if you like, that doesn't sound fun to me. Moth, we love gambling. Moth, thank you very much as well. Thank you. Oh, that's the weirdest. Some of their translations in here still crack me up. All right, so I've got enough to get her up there. That will convert just fine. These super chats are absolutely going crazy. Y'all have no idea. So when I'm gonna give you the background of my channel. So first of all, I'm old enough that I remember when YouTube came out. So very vividly remember that. I remember when Just TV came out, and back then I was like, you know what? I think it would be so much fun one day to be a streamer / content creator. And before I ever went into corporate America, I did graphic design and multimedia, and I wanted to do video game design. So I'm actually, for a friend of mine, doing the artwork for a game that he's like in development on, that I can't give you any more details than that, but in a couple of years you'll see my actual game artwork out there. You would never thought that a corporate stooge like me does that kind of stuff. But so I'm getting to live that dream. And then my wife and I have been together 12 years married now, many years more than that with dating. And as long as she's known me, she's like, just record a damn video. She's like, just do it. Just get out there, get a bad video or two out there. It'll be fine. But I'm like, you know, the over analytical perfectionist. And so my son, when he was 7, this is a year ago now, he's like, hey dad, I want to do YouTube and I want to do Minecraft. And I said, you know what, buddy, I love Minecraft. He's like, will you do a series with me? I'm not gonna say no to my son. Okay, you know me, you're on these streams, I love my kids. So if you go back to the beginning of my channel, I've got some really bad shorts and I've got some very early bear, I think we actually call it Bear Adventures because I call my baby bear. And so it's the Bear Adventures in Minecraft series. It's, my building's good. I'm a decent builder in Minecraft. My recording skills were not there. My quality was not there. My son, you can thank him that I'm here today because he is the one who actually got me to start my channel. Then, as all 7-year-olds do, there was a squirrel in the yard and he got distracted in life and decided to go a different direction. Cool, that's 7-year-olds for you. And I didn't want to give it up. And so this is where, Perplatypus, are you still in the chat? This is where Perplatypus comes in. So Perplatypus, I started to look at sort of Convallaria. Type of game I love strategy RPGs. I have the Final Fantasy Tactics figures up there on my nerdy shelf. And, you know, that's my jam. And so I'm like, I'm just gonna try to create content for it. It looks fun. I started making videos, and Perplatypus calls me on Discord. And he's like, yo, I like what you're doing. I like the quality you're putting in for someone so new to YouTube. Do you want to come on my show? I was like, absolutely. Yeah, is he still here? Yes, Platt. I'm giving them all, you know, how did I meet my YouTube wife? I'm giving them our story, honey. There you go. So, I go on a show, and I remember the day he asked me. I went to my wife and I said, honey, somebody else on YouTube actually asked me to be on their show, and it blew my mind. This is me who was getting like 17 views of video when I was doing Minecraft. Like 17 views was a good day. So I do a show, and then I started making sort of Convallaria content. I got a little bump from there, and I actually hit the 1,000 mark on sort of Convallaria. I left sort of Convallaria. I wasn't liking what they were doing, and I kind of took a little bit of time off, and then came back because like I said, I've been playing this game forever. And I was like, I really, really want to cover Persona. And if you go back to one of my earlier videos, it's like, what am I doing next? And I was talking about Persona. And now you guys know, obviously, what I'm doing with Persona and how I got here. But everybody, thank my youngest son. We call him Baby Bear because he got Daddy Bear up on the YouTubes. There's a tangent from an old man. Okay. Listen, I've probably missed questions. I apologize for that. I do my best to keep up with the questions. If I have missed your question, don't feel bad at doing the @ and tagging me so I see it. Otherwise, just ask it again, and I will get to your questions as much as humanly possible. Sort of Convallaria, Mr. Bud, yes. You know what? It's the map rotations here. Somebody said it best. I don't know if it was for Platypus or Showtime Doctor. One of them said to me, speak of the devil, Showtime Doctor, start saying your name and you pop in. That here's where they, I think, fail at that game, and it's not my original thought, but I do agree with it. They made it into a puzzle game, not a strategy game. And it wasn't until somebody else said that to me that it made sense. And that's my fundamental flaw with it. Because I love Fire Emblem. I love Tactics Ogre. Triangle Strategy might be in my top 10 now. Final Fantasy Tactics, you better believe I'm getting the remake. I've played every version of that game. And that's what Total Combat Layer is missing. Okay, y'all voted. I'm going to end the vote because we all knew how it was going to go anyways. I think 8 of you tried to be nice and keep me off of spending here. But you know what? I love you all. We're going to do this. Shark Attack, thank you for that. You have no idea how much that means to me. Like, my life is dedicated to my wife and my children and to making good communities. So I extend that out everywhere I go, whatever kind of community that might be. So, okay, Minami, we're going for her. I will not go for a weapon. Okay, yes. Actually, before we do this, guys, when you do exchanges, go for these. This is probably your best bet. Although, did they add her weapon in here? I'm just curious now. I don't think they would yet, but now I want to know. It looks like, yeah, I wouldn't think they would put this here. I wonder, this will be something I'll have to check. Remind me if I forget to tell you. If on the next monthly refresh, if this will include her weapon or after she goes a standard banner. Because eventually this should include her weapon. Something to think about. I'll keep my eyes on that. So I'm going to hold those gems for now. Let's just see. Okay, guys, do we think we're going to go to a hard pity on her, or are we going to keep this luck going, the streamer luck? Stormtrooper, I appreciate you, buddy. Tried, but failed to save me. It's okay. This is all love. Listen, the 5,000 subscriber mark, I didn't think would ever be in my cards, so I do not mind. So let's do some pulling. I am on the right banner, right? Yes. I have pulled on the wrong banner before. That's why I keep checking. All right. What if I get her in 10? Y'all are going to hate me. I'm going to lose subscribers. Was that a sparkle? Okay. Melissa, this is for you, dear. Did I spell right 2 S's? Yeah. Oh my god. This is a 5-star. Guys, what do you think? Do you think Minami? Or do you think that this is Riddle? Because if I lose, it's going to go to Riddle. You know it's going to go to Riddle. I got to see in the chat. Are we getting Riddles or are we getting Minamis? I fucking called it. Sorry, swearing. I called it. I think I deserve that. I kind of think I deserve that. That might be the funniest 50-50 loss I could have ever predicted. That is funny. And we'll keep maxing closer. Why not? I'm sorry, but that is absolutely hilarious to me. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to make a guide for her now. I wish you could rename characters, because I'd rename it to Melissa out of love. A2 Riddle Showcase. Okay. That's... I can't believe I called that. I should have said Rin. Abby, my friend, thank you. Thank you. That's... Riddle equals reroll. Yeah, doctor. Yeah. Clearly this account is now cursed. So we know we're going to get Minami on the next... Even if we get to 80, Minami's now guaranteed. So we're going to do this, friends. This night has been fun. Oh my god. I need members. Actually, Abby, I'm going to put your name on the next one. Thank you. Let's see. Oh my god, I can't believe I called a riddle. That's got to be the most ridiculous thing I've ever done. Gee, Melissa, you're going too hard for me, hun, but thank you. Thank you very much for that. Seriously. I still can't believe I called Riddle. Get Riddle's 5-star. God, no. Oh, man, I think I'd cry if I lost a 50-50 to Riddle's 5-star somehow. I'll take Leo dupes. I will take Leo dupes all day. If he could get to A5 even, like, that's not bad. His A5 is really good because it ups his highlight to give critical damage buff. And then his A6 is fantastic. Okay. I can't believe you got a 5-star. Billy, yes. I mean, that was the craziness more than anything. All right. Auntie, we got to put your name in here. Minami guaranteed now. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, let's do the curve into the... I keep wanting to do the dot, and when you let go, it obviously gets rid of the cursor. 5-star weapon for Riddle, so she can be DPS. You know, she's still good in this content cycle. It's just that she will fall off pretty much right after. Did you say yes to 400 gem weapon case? I don't get it. I prefer to put those into the gems for pulls, but I can see why people would go for it. I think in the long haul, you'll lose enough 50-50s on weapons to get the ones that you want, is kind of how it works out. Jacoby Wan Kenobi, first of all, is a fantastic name. Thank you very much for joining the Bear Pack. Guys, say thank you to Jacoby for joining our Bear Pack here. I will neither confirm nor deny that you look like Riddle. There you go. Oh my god, did I just get another puppet? So I jokingly bought the $5 pack to get her to A6. I knew I'd eventually get a duplicate for her. We believe in you. What am I at? So 26. So that was 3 multis now because I already had the 6 sitting there. So this will be 4 multis. I've got enough saved up to get me from 25 to a full 160. That's good. Yeah, so you're set up there. Jacoby Wan Kenobi. Let's see how well I can do this. Jacoby dash Wan. This is horrible, atrocious writing. I'm so sorry. Kenobi. Looks exactly like your name. I know that's how your signature looks, without a doubt. I've lost 1 and got Soy's weapon. Soy's weapon's great though. Not a bad loss. I don't. No, that one was in purple. Sometimes it tricks me out. Sometimes too. I would recommend Makoto's weapon. She is too good of a DPS to not want it. Like all 5 stars, it's not technically needed, but you will notice a difference with it. How many 4 stars did I get in that pull? 3. Okay, Soy. Yes, daddy. Come home. Okay, so that's 4 multis. This will be 5 multis, right? No, that was 3. Yeah, because we did the 10. So 4. So we're on 5 multis here. This is pain to watch as someone who had to do nearly 300. I am sorry. Don't worry. The Gacha gods giveth and the Gacha gods taketh. They will come back for me. I'm still waiting for Rin. Yeah, I don't have Rin yet. But with Leo on that team, it's not horrible. Rin is better, but it's not bad with Leo. Let's get a Billy in here. I don't think I did you yet. Billy, let's put you on this one. What 4-star did we get on this one? If I max Soy, I'm not gonna be mad. Flore, I want to build. I just don't have the resources. Is what it really comes down to. Okay, so this is 60. The Gacha gods giveth and the Gacha gods taketh. Exactly, per platypus. Exactly. Storm. Let's do this one. I see your name down there. Storm. You guys can tell what this says, right? Stormtrooper. Leon is super squishy, which is why I recommend max HP on his main stats. That boy needs he needs like health like no one's business. It's always Riddle. Don't expect much. I've been to pity every time. That is painful. Rin and Leo having those both is not a bad day, Ethan. Sepia sub DPS. That's interesting because they can curse stack. And then, so per platypus, what is the persona that insta-nukes curse? I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but I know that you use them. I don't know if you know that mechanic, but there's a persona that will trigger your curse stacks without consuming them, which is super good on curse stacking. So something to not sleep on if you're using curse stacking. All right, who is next? Where's other members I need to put in here? We did Billy, did Jacoby, we did Storm. Reggie, did I do you yet? Dusk, I don't think I've done you. Pazuzu, it might be Pazuzu. Y'all, I am terrible with remembering all the persona names. Like, I can picture their skills and abilities, but I definitely forget their names half the time. It's Pazuzu? Okay, cool. No, White Rider is cursed buff damage, so you do want White Rider on a Joker team nonetheless. He can be good on Cord as well, or not Cord, Sepia as well, but you know what 4-star I don't have is Sumi, I think is her name. The one that does like defense buffs. She's really good for Fox team later on. I might be close to maxing him out. I watched so you know what's Fulu, you know what's my favorite thing that happens? It extends runs in an unnecessary way. But so you can do this thing. One of the cards, it looks like a little observatory, like on a post, and it causes your Navi to basically constantly refresh their powers, and so like they will back to back their skills. Then your character will take a turn. Then they'll back to back the skills again. And so if you're running on auto, you'll do like Joker's skill 1, and then Okion will go twice. And then he'll pull his mask down to do his skill 2. She'll go 2 more times. He'll do his second skill follow-up. She'll go 2 more times. And so you just sit there and you're like, I'm never going to run out of support here. But absolutely extends a fight run, but it is fun. Moth, I see you there, my friend. Thank you, and welcome to the Bear Pack. I super appreciate that. Guys, the love that you've given me today and the support is beyond any expectation I could have imagined. We're getting close to soft pity. So we'll do a 10 pull here. This one, okay, so Moth, you're our newest member here. I'm putting your name on this one. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's gonna push us to the 80. Moth. Oh, there we go. Cross the T's. Dot the I's and cross the T's. Who else thinks that soft pity should start at 60? I'd be curious if anyone disagrees and thinks it should start where it starts now. Soft pity starting at 70, 71 is probably the dumbest place for a soft pity. Started a fight, looked away for 3 seconds to see your pulls, looked back, and Leon was dead again. Yeah, Leon pairs well with Puppet just for the shields. Yeah, the Gacha gods gave me a 5-star on the first multi, and they take it back. It's fair. It's absolutely fair. I'm not mad at that at all. So we're going to go in soft pity land and go one at a time here. It should definitely start at 65, for sure. For sure. Yeah, anywhere in that 60 to 65 range I think is fine. This is a blue, so we'll put my name on it, so I'm not putting someone else's name on a blue. Get ourselves a little persona here. Should I get Joker? I would go for Joker's because his is limited, and Minami's going to have other places you get hers eventually. So not as hard to get hers. It is a really good weapon, though. Like, I'm not going to lie. Reggie. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Y'all don't have to do subs. You don't have to do, memberships or the super chats, but know that I very much appreciate those and they come back into the stream. 70 makes sense for 110 banners, which we don't. Yeah, Shadow King for sure. For sure. I would agree with that. I didn't see the color on that one. Was that blue? Yeah. You got Joker in 20. That's fantastic. Is 1 time smarter? No. So once you hit 71, yes, because then you're in soft pity. You'll see that it's probably not going to matter. I'm probably still going to push these last 2, but technically speaking, you have a slightly better probability from 71 and up. Just not, it's minor. It's not great. But if you can save yourself a ticket here and there, why not? For you and Rise, yeah. Rise should be fun when she comes out. I wonder what they would do for her as a Navi, though. All right, we went to the 80, but that's perfectly fine. When should you grind rev cards? Honestly, I think 70 is the earliest I would do it. I would maybe do a couple runs. Let's put you back on, Reggie, for that super chat. Thank you, sir. You could do some at 60 just to kind of get a couple sets going. I wouldn't go hard into it. Reason being, the reason being is you're still going to get more purples and blues than golds. And yeah, Chie is coming home. Chie and Kanji for sure. But at 70, you have slightly more yellows, and then 80, of course, is fine. But also, outside of score modes, yes, cards are good, but you have to strike this balance with the cards of leveling them to 25 eats so many Kampaku gems, like you have no idea. And so when you're taking 4 yellow cards plus a space card on, let's just call it 6 characters. Let's say you're building 2 teams. 6 characters for, what is that, 30 total cards, your Kampaku gems are gonna vanish. So if you start trying to push that early, what you're basically doing is cannibalizing stamina for things you're probably going to throw away into XP fodder, and maybe you get lucky and get a couple cards. If you do it, I would only do it to the extent that you get your set bonuses, your 4-piece set bonus, and I would not chase main stats this early in like the 60 range. I would wait a little bit longer. Like I said, maybe you go for your 4-piece set, but I wouldn't really push. But I think if you had purple cards with the right main stats, I would take that over a yellow card with the wrong main stats kind of earlier into the life cycle of the game. I don't know, does that make sense, what I'm trying to say? Yeah, let's go see how many dupes we got on them. Yeah, seriously. What plan did I close? Oh, because I brought her weapon up. Okay. I went ahead and fused Byakko, because I already had all the stuff I needed for it, but you do get a free Byakko from the level 5 persona, so just know that you don't have to fuse them. All right. Crazy pulls, 439 people in chat. Thank you very much for all the people joining today. Dustin Bray, caught you live. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, we got a couple more videos coming. This week for work has just been crazy with analysis. If you're here earlier, you heard me talking about it. I'm just writing some very, very hard math at work right now. But I've got the Persona rank 5. That's my next one to film. I'll be doing the Yui guide. I'll be doing a Shun guide. And then I think what I might do is keep an eye on my community post maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 days from now. I'll throw a poll on there. I'm curious what everybody else wants me to do for the next guide. These are some of the ones that have been most, asked for. Maybe Minami, since she's new. I could do a guide on her. What else? I've been asked about Revelation cards. I've been asked for a new to Persona Fusion guide. That's been on the list quite a few times. So let me know if you have other things you want me to cover, and I will gladly make videos for you all. Does Marion allow you to just brute force higher level content? It depends on how high you're going above your weight class. So, okay, guys, I'm going to give you the primer on Marion. I'll save you waiting a week for me to make her guide. So the short end of her, now this is without weapon and without dupes. So first of all, her, where is it? If you get her dupes, and I would just wait till you pull them accidentally, what makes her dupe so good is this, she will give you Pierce on your allies, which is, it's very good, frankly. And then she has this diagnosis stack, which basically gives her a stronger AoE heal, is what that's more or less for, if I were to just kind of shorten it. Her other awarenesses do like add up. I'm trying to think where I have her on KR. Let's see. I have her A2. Her A2 is great too because it heals another ally on her other healing skill. I don't think I have her A4. I either have her at A2 or A3 on KR, and this is just from pulling on the standard banner. I've never chased her. Well, until today, as you saw. So her dupes are good. And then for her skills, you basically alternate skill 1 and 3. You'll use skill 2 when you need an extra heal, but what you want to do is build up your diagnosis stacks, and then she'll have like a little it's like a little green leaf looking thing on her icon, and it'll like flash up or whatever. And that's when you launch this. And so you spend all of your stacks and you just do a redonkulous heal. Do the kids still say redonkulous? Did I just overdate myself there? So you get max you increase max HP. You do a massive heal. This is like full heal every time you use it with diagnosis stacks. It's stupidly good. It's super good. Nurse is light. So first of all, it's a bless damage. So of course, good for, bless content, whatever. But it's going to give blessing stacks, which, I mean, you can see it here, recovers HP, for a couple turns, and then it grants diagnosis. So this is like, you kind of do this, and then occasionally what you'll end up doing is holding on this power because you're going to get a damage spike, and then you pop that. So does she give you an insta win button to the super hard content? No, she does not, because the game still wants you to play mechanics, and it still wants you to, what I like to call damage phase. Like, it wants you to prep like a turn 2 or turn 3 damage phase and then go crazy on your damage. That's a lot of what the game is centered around, and you're probably noticing that with like SOS and guild bosses. But this is what makes her great, is you get a diagnosis stack or two going, and then you launch this heal, and everyone's all of a sudden full health. Now, most of you will not get A6 anytime soon, but she actually gets a one-time res. She's the only other place you get a revive right now. Morgana has it on a highlight, but you don't really bring Morgana for the sake of a res, because you're trying not to die. A tubular healing, nice. I actually think it's easier to brute force right now with Shun. The game was built around radical dude. I'm thinking of like Michelangelo from like Ninja Turtles at this point. Far out, man. How many people have seen the original Ninja Turtles movie from, what was that, like 92, 91 with, it's honestly the best movie for the Turtles ever. And then I love that in Turtles 2, they had Vanilla Ice and they had the ninja rap song. You better believe the young bear came out of the theater with his uncle after watching that with his brother, doing the ninja dance. It was atrocious. It was so fun. So yeah, that's what she comes down to. Her highlight, you're probably not gonna use that often, honestly. It's not that it's bad, it's just that you're usually using your DPS or your buffers for it. Okay, we're gonna see what dupes we got. So Leo, we hooked this boy up. He got a bunch of dupes. I think he might be there. Yeah, okay, do it up, Leo. Let's get you. Not a bad day on the polls. Such a good movie. Absolutely. I need to have my kids watch it. You know what we watched the other night? Jurassic Park. Not the new one. The OG one. I had so much fun watching that. Yay! Leo is A6. A6. Well, yes. All standard characters will have their 5-star in the Gecko exchange eventually. Or not the Gecko exchange. It's the other coins. Let me show you. So there's two. Where's it at? No, suppliers. So there's two options there. There's 4 stars, which take Gecko coins, and then there's the. No. How dare you, game? Please tell me no one has bought this. Please tell me no one has bought this one. Was it waiting for me to leave my house to like hit me with that? But in any case, so there's 2 in here, and unfortunately the other coins, you don't get many. Is it every time I'm going to change a screen, it's going to be like, go buy something? Come on now, don't be shady, Sega. So these coins here, if you get the battle pass, it will take you 2 battle passes to get 10 coins. So all of your standard character non-limited 5-star weapons will eventually make it in here. So for me, honestly, if I haven't somehow acquired her weapon from some other game means by then, which I can't think, since they took it out of the beginner book, which is trash, I don't think I can think of a spot I would get it. I would probably pick hers up here. This is what, if you're buying the battle pass, this is what I think would be your first pick, would be her weapon. I want to buy the riddle dupe so bad. You know what? You caught me. When I get off stream, I'm going to go apologize to my wife and buy the riddle. the riddle pack. And she's like, what the hell? What is a riddle pack? She's not even know what I'm talking about. But I feel like I still need to apologize to her for it. Can you get enough coins while free to play? Technically, yes, but you're getting them. It would take you, because you only get one, right? One or two. I'd have to double check. It's either 5 battle passes or 10. Now, they do very limited, but every once in a while they will give you some. It's just, I don't know that I've had enough to get more than 1 or 2 weapons in all of my KR time. It's not a frequent thing. 10 season passes. Thank you, Dusk. I couldn't remember if they gave you 1 or 2. Yeah. Is it worth getting like Phoebe's or Vino's weapon from iOS shop when they're out? I don't. So Phoebe and Vino I got from losing 50/50s. I don't think I would hardcore chase either one of them. Again, not that they're bad. Like Phoebe's is particularly good, if I remember hers correctly. I think it would depend on who you have at that point, because most of us are probably going to use our first 5 banner, our first pull. So when you complete the second part of the business plan, you get this. And so, you know, I'm just gonna do it right now. I'm gonna get ons. I think a lot of people are gonna pick ons. A few of my heroes out here are gonna get Ryuji's, because some of us just love Ryuji. Yeah, it's unless they give you a few of those coins extra, it's really kind of a pay to win thing, or a pay to play, whatever you want to call it. It's a paid thing. So you don't get a lot of them, but I'm trying to think. It must have been with specific events, not recurring ones, because I've definitely not had enough battle passes to accumulate a couple of them. So they had to have given them somewhere else, and I've not spent a dime on my KR account because I'm too lazy to figure out how to. So yeah, somewhere in there they've given more. We've also seen they're not unwilling to change what they do for global. So I'm holding my breath a little bit less, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I think a lot of people will use that 5-star select on. I think that's a banger of a pick. You can't go wrong with that. Yeah, Dusk, Ryuji Gang Assemble. Oh, Billy, so the console version. Who was it that was it the developer that said it today? I don't want to misquote, but the gist of what they said was that of course they're looking at console versions as a feasibility, but it seems like they've now backpedaled off of it a bit. So whereas they had said it was at one of the trade shows, was it Tokyo Games Festival maybe? At one of the shows, they had mentioned, hey, you know, we're looking at consoles, blah, blah, blah. And now it sounds like they're saying, we're always looking at consoles. Is it viable? It seems less committal, but we all know how good the conversations have been and the communication lately. So take it with a grain of salt. Ryuji's, I'm sorry, I love Ryuji. Every time I hit a massive crit with him, I just smile. I know, Billy, this is why what is it called? It's, God, what's that controller for phones? I'm spacing on the name. I'm going to pull it up because I have an app for it. I got it on sale for like super cheap one day at like Costco or something like that. It is, Backbone. I got a Backbone for super cheap for my phone because, yeah, it's so much better to use a controller. Now, I don't use it for this game specifically, but I used it on quite a many others. Your phone, yeah, dude, the phone gets to like 1,000,000 degrees when you play this game, even with like the settings turned down. And I have like an old iPhone 11, so it's not exactly kicking it with the newest tech. There is Elemental, there is every part of my body that wants this on Nintendo Switch 2. Tell me how awesome that would be. Or even just the regular, this could obviously run on a regular Switch if it's running on phones. So it's so bad I'm considering it, yeah. I like Joker's, well, his machete is his 4-star. So his 4-star you can get right here. Your limited characters, you can buy their 4-stars. You don't have to pull for them. Now, again, you only get so many Gecko coins, and I'm going to have more because I've done purchases, but his machete's sitting right there. Or even like if you went and pulled, like Miriam, I'll probably get hers. Oh no, I don't think I have hers. Yeah, I can't imagine why I'd have hers. Increase healing by 8, increase continuous healing effect by 28. They really need to fix some translations. After using healing, Yeah, so it's I mean, like all 4 swords, it's okay. What is the effect? I'm trying to remember what the effect is on her actual weapon. Let's see. Increased max HP, which is good for her. When she has diagnosis, increased healing effect, which is great. Yeah, this is where it comes from. I knew she gave damage on healing. I can't remember where. This is a really good weapon for her. And here's the thing. Minami is someone you're going to use forever. Like you're going to use Yukari later in your Persona 3 teams because they synergize better with the Theurgies, and like Chord doesn't work on Theurgies. It makes it hit better, but it doesn't like recharge it like you would for say any other character with a highlight. And so in those teams specifically, Yukari, they synergize, P3 synergize together. Maybe they do the same thing with Persona 4 characters, who knows? But for all their content, if you need a healer, you're probably going to pick her in a lot of situations. Because even if you're going in like Bless blocked content, she's still a great healer. Like that doesn't go away. My next phone will be Android 100%. You know what I tried? Do you guys remember when Windows had phones? I tried a Windows phone years ago. God, was that it was terrible. It was trash. I came right back to iPhone. And the only reason I really have iPhone over like Android is because the rest of my family is so integrated into Apple. It was a pain to not have it. Like I was the dude with the blue, bubble getting called out. Steam Deck. Does Steam Deck work well for this game? I know it's not natively supported, but I mean, how does it run it well? Jump on Pixel Train. My Pro 7 doesn't get hot at all. Nice. Galaxy S21. Can you recommend a team for second Palace boss? So they plan that boss largely around the free units, so keep that in mind. But a decent team could be something like On, Soy. God, would you need another healer? If you have Puppet and Soy together, they could probably do pretty well. It also depends on if you're going to try to fight at level 50 or 60. That's a huge difference in power. If I wasn't going to run it with Yui, I would want Soy in there. I'm just trying to think it through what team I would put together. Joker could be interesting in that fight. I don't remember if there's a curse resistance in that fight or not. I'd have to double check. But I've seen the recall On being good in there. Now, granted, there's a place where he's tailored towards Soy, which is ice weakness. But I seem to remember having her in my team. The big thing for him... Yeah, the only thing is you'll be weak to his attack while clearing the debuffs, Potato. But what you can do is get the items from Takemi. Can you remind me which debuff it is, Potato? Because there's 2 different types. So we'll go over to Takemi. I'll show you guys. So if you pop by the clinic. Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember if it was curse resist or not. So if you have a Joker. If not, I would think an On would be good in there. I would bring Soy. And then it really comes down to, if you're level 60, I probably wouldn't bring a healer. I'd probably run with like a Leo, or if you're Joker, go with your Rin, if you have her. Dizzy, then Brainwash, thank you. Okay, so let's see. So then you're going to want... Matter of fact, I'm just going to buy some right now while I'm in here. Let's see. Dizzy or Brainwash. I don't remember which ones. They don't consider that a debuff though, right? They consider that a status effect. It's like a elemental ailment. I don't remember which way they qualify that one. Let's see. Here we go. Dizzy. Brainwash. So you're going to want some of these if you're not going to run somebody who can clean it. Muddled and Brainwash. Ran Morgana and he was able to clear the Dizzy. Yeah, so that's tied. Is it just tied to his heal? Or does he have to have a weapon? I can't remember on that one. Alert capsules clear. Okay, thank you. Alert capsules clear. How did I walk out of her office? Am I that blind? I'm like looking at chat and I realize I'm like sitting on her door apparently. Alert capsules. Let's grab a couple. Shop. Are the old events Kenard? It depends on which ones. So like the Persona 5 crossover events, yes. I don't think that they. I have 5. How did I get 5 of these things from? I don't know if all of the rewards will still be there, but the events will. So you can still go play the stages. Yeah, because you definitely want to clear the status. That's like the key part of that mechanic. Let's see, relax, gel through the trick. I don't know where I get 5 of these. Oh, you know where I might have got them is exchanging my duplicate gacha things. So I'll show you guys that too. So let's go get, I'm missing one of the new gacha things. So that's in the underground. So there is, because if a gacha is not enough, you have to have a gacha in your gacha. Let's go, it's in Shibuya Underground. And somebody pointed this out to me because I didn't know where this was. So thank you, whoever it was. It was a YouTube comment, I believe. Should I roll for Marion if I have Morgana? So take what I did on stream aside. I still, had it not been for what we did on the stream, I would have waited for it to go standard, to be honest. Morgana will get you through that fight. So the only reason Ryuji's a tough pick in this particular fight is because you need healing in this fight. You will need healing. Unless you've over-leveled it. But if you bring Ryuji, just know that you have to balance the heals and his rebound mechanics. Now, once he starts rebound, it stays on him. It's like a buff. So if you heal him up, he doesn't lose rebound specifically. But part of what he does is as he loses health, he gains attack % increase or attack increase of some fashion. And so you're kind of nerfing his damage by healing him right before he launches his skill 3. Hi Bear, I've been wondering, when did the other servers get the 110 pity? It's about 5 months in. Oh, dude, don't apologize for repeating questions. That's why I'm here. It's about 5 months in. I don't remember which banner it came on, but roughly in that time frame. Are the old events still available to play? I think I answered that one, but just to... Is that the one I'm missing? Now I gotta find out. But yeah, so like the P5 crossover events, yes, but not every event will be. So like the spin the wheel, for example, that's going on right now, when that ends, it's gone. Bear gambling again, I know. But you know what? In real life, I love these damn machines. They have one in the mall near me, and I've put more money in it than I'd like to admit. And my kids love them. I've started a problem. So was that the last one I needed? Let's see. No, it's this clown. Can I trade anything for this? No, I don't have anything to trade. Let's do one more. I don't want to blow all my cash in here. I need the clown so I can finish this set. Let's go gambling, yeah. I think it's funny that they put a gacha in the gacha. I hit hard pity on Marion's weapon and lot. Why do you keep giving me this guy? Give me the one I need. I'm doing one more. I shouldn't, but I'm going to. The circus clown, yeah. Passing on this gacha eviction. You should. Like, don't be like me on this one. This, whatever, acrobat. Okay, can I trade these for things I actually need? Alright, let's see. Request trade. What am I missing? So owls, I'm missing this guy. He wants that dude. Oops. This menu sucks. Day with this dude. Okay, so I can trade one of the 4 of that dude I have. Okay. And what about the other one that I'm missing there? That's probably going to want the big one. Yeah. And what else? Capybara. Trying to get one of those. Queue of 100 demons. No. Come on, people. Give me what I want. 4 gold tanks. I will fill out this gacha one day. Confidant gifts be damned. Okay, that's all I can trade for. We're done with this gacha machine for now, but let's go back to the house and put in my new guy. I don't understand how this trade menu works. Yeah, it's dumb. So what you have to do is if you have extras, like see I have 2 here, like I could give them the trade. So I'm going to do that just to be nice. I don't really care. But it has to say 2. So like these ones that say 1, it's saying that you have 1, but not that you have an extra one to trade. And then when you want to request one, you can do up to 3 trades a day. And basically you pick the one that you want. So if I want to trade for this one, then I have to have one of these to give. So they kind of do it by rarity. And I mean, that's the end of it really. And so your lower rarity, if I want to trade for this one, like, do you see how many more things I can give out to get it? And then somebody has to come through in here and be like, oh yeah, I'll totally do that with you. You know, I've got something that you can have. And then they trade. And then you get a thing of mail that says, hey, somebody traded with you, you know, whatever. But that's how you can trade for those. Let's go to our display case. What does this gacha do? So, A, it makes you cooler. It just does. I didn't make the rules, but that's what I heard. It lets you put them in here. So, like, this is the set I'm working on right now. I haven't finished the other ones. But you can see, like, in the case, like, I can change the type of case and you know, do stuff like this. Matter of fact, I'll do that one. You can get backgrounds somehow. I guess probably by finishing off the set would be my guess. I actually don't know. And then when you complete a set, you can get, I think, a certain amount of gems. I don't know if it's every set. Usually limited ones will give you gems. Ow, I just kicked my desk. For completing it, but yeah. That's how it is. But you have to trade for rarities or spend a bunch of your yen. You finished, dude, Elemental, how much money, yen in the game, did you spend to max out your collection? I love too, by the way, that I have a bear outfit. Like, why can't I wear this in town? I don't know. Like, why can I only be in my pajamas here? I think it's just thematically awesome that this just happens to exist. Yes, you'll still get pulls. The way you get them is just other content. So, like, there's going to be... Let me ask you guys this. I don't want to be overly spoilerly, but I can jump on my care account right now if you want to. I've got probably 15 minutes and I need to go to bed because I've got an early meeting. You heard that thud? That was my knee. I went to lift my leg and I smacked my desk. But I can show you other things, like specifically in KR. Now, obviously, the translations are not going to be great by any means. But they have like other kinds of events that give gems. Your most common thing is going to be those meta gems. So these right here is going to be your most common gems that you're going to see. Gifts, planting. Yeah, I've spent some money on gifts. I haven't gotten the Big Daddy ones, like the ones that cost 30k. You're welcome, Infinite, and thank you for being a member. Planting, I haven't focused much on. I tried to get all the like initial ones that give you, you know, like social stat points, but I haven't done anything since. Same with cooking. Like I cooked the first version of each meal, and I just kind of walked away from it. Go gacha for in-game. It's worth it to give you 100 meta gems. Yeah, I mean, if you've got the extra yen to spend, it's not going to hurt. And like, look, I know I have a whole video on how to spend your daily stuff. I think it's in my beginning video, and I have like a confidant guide and all that stuff. But you're not going to like brick your account by not optimizing, buying a gift today because you wanted to go play the gacha game. Like, it's not that serious. I can't decide who I'm going to do the heart ring for. I thought about maybe giving it to Muro because what I want to do with her is get her to 15. And then I'll pause on her for a half a minute. But like at her 15, she gives you just another gold ticket and the last of the gems. And then like, I don't care about these, but down here you get obviously your final fusion. So I do eventually want to get her to 20. But then once she hits here, and like you can see I've got her all the way up to 10 already. Then I'll switch her out and I'll probably go for Tomoko because Tomoko helps you with like your jobs and things like that. After that, I'll probably go to Closer for the batting cages now that I know you can get cards and weapon tokens from there. Do the affection points carry to future levels? Yes, because what you'll notice every once in a while, matter of fact, this just happened I think with Yui today for me, is like you'll hit here and it'll be like rank up, and then all of a sudden you'll jump to 5. So you won't go like from 3 to 4, like you go like to 4 to 6 or something like that. No, you can't brick your account, Infinite. I mean, unless you only pull on Riddle and you run a solo team with Riddle, I think that's the only way you could break. Riddle and Tomoko. That's the only break. And then I look up and Showtime says, you bricked your account pulling Riddle. I think it's time for, you know what? I might have to make you guys the Riddle guide. So Riddle, do you want to know what the Riddle guide actually is? This is embarrassingly easy. 1-3. I think is how her skill rotation works. I have to double check, but I'm fairly certain you basically run 1 and 3. Because this is trash. Like this skill, I could care less about the skill. You go from 1 to 3. I don't know if her awareness has changed your rotation. So like if you think about Rin, if you have Rin, and you can see I'm now, so I will eventually get her because I need her for the Fox team, and Rin I'll get from the 300. So at least I'll be able to have like a full unit now. But for Rin, if you don't have her awareness 1, you go skill 1 into skill 3. If you have, I should have put this in the guide. If you have her skill or her awareness 1, she starts with soup. And so then you actually just flip it and you start skill 3 to skill 1. I don't know if Riddle has anything like that. I need to go read her skills because I tell you, like, nobody uses her after like the first couple content cycles. And it's not that she's bad. It's just there's better buffers. Riddle guide, equipped with cards to get her killed faster. Is there a minus max HP? No, there's elemental. I'm with you. There's really not. I think there's a couple class of ways to look at gacha games. You have the, I want to be number 1 in PvP, or I want to be number 1 in a score leaderboard. You are always going to contend with whales in those situations, every single time. I can't think of a gacha game where that doesn't exist. Then you have the, I know that I can't be number 1 because I'm not a whale, but I still want to have the meta-defining units so I can have the best efficiency because I enjoy that style of gameplay. Cool. Like, I have nothing wrong with that. And I think people in that mode will feel like they bricked their account if they didn't have the resources to pull X meta-defining unit. Like, a lot of people, I think, will feel bad if they don't get Cord or if they don't get Futaba. Because I think they're going to see other people have them and feel a little bit of that FOMO. And so it's that feeling that you bricked your account, but you didn't really brick your account. I didn't have Futaba just because of when I came into the game and I didn't know who was good and all this other stuff. And I did just fine. And for the longest time, I had Okion and Riddle, and I actually got Phoebe after I got Futaba. And so did I get through all the content? Absolutely. Was my score top of the charts? No, of course not, right? I'm going against people that have them. But did it stop me from having fun? Absolutely not. And it was the same with games like the City of Final Fantasy. I skipped a couple of the super meta units, and I ran a, you guys may not know like the characters, but I ran a snow team, and I was probably one of the craziest people that could buff his damage. And it was considered like the meta team for like a patch cycle, and I kept that for like months because I love Snow. He's an awesome character. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Bud. I could care less about some of the gift. Like, for me, like if I look at our metaverse here and like our, oh, see, this is the thing is my companion's over here like doing all the work. I gotta run my scores, but I'm waiting for Yui so I can run this boss. But like the ranking rewards and stuff, when you get like these, like I put them on my banner, whatever it is, or my profile card for fun. Do I actually care about this? No. But I'm also, okay, keep in mind, I'm also at that age where I stopped caring about, you know, being competitive and ultra, like, I have to be better than this person, and that, like, defines my happiness. If I'm playing sports, I want to be the best that I can be. Eddie, yes, thank you. The fact that you know what I'm talking about is amazing. Like, I'll always be my best that I can be with what I have, but I've come to appreciate that that's the life you want to live. Like, we're not all going to be the #1 athlete in the world. We're not all going to be the smartest person or the richest person. And so the sooner I learn to be content with what's in front of me and do the best with that, the happier my life became. And it's no different with gacha games. I know that's like a weird life, you know, lesson tangent, but for me, whatever units I'm having, can I have fun with them? I don't have to be the top leaderboard to do that. Yeah, there's Giga Chads that go just for phase 2. You're right, bro. You're absolutely right. The boss kicked your butt on easy today. Some of those bosses can be hard. And you know what's fun is, and I like how Bladesifer does this on his videos actually, is he'll show himself like resetting multiple times because he'll go in there without healers. And one of the best ways to push score in these modes is to do it without a healer. And it's at that point luck. Like, are they dodging enough? Are they, you know, targeting, you know, a spread of characters, or are they just like focusing down your Riddle, you know, whatever. And so is it worth building Riddle if I don't have Rin? I would build Leo over Riddle. Now, I will tell you Riddle is still good in this content cycle. Riddle is not one I would normally want to bring to 80. I think bringing her up into that 50-60 range is fine because you eventually want everyone to 70 to get the final pull card. So when you level someone, I actually forgot to take this when I did Yui. You get these up here. And so at level 70, you get your final free gold card. So you don't have to do this in the short term, but long term, you want to get everybody up here anyways. So why not use her now when she's at the best that she will ever be in the game? Favorite mobile game, Eddie, if they could bring that back, I would drop I'd probably put some real money in that game, but B, you better believe I'd create all the content for it. Now it's not going to come back, but if they made like a Dissidia Final Fantasy 2, y'all know I'll be there. One can dream. As long as I can get the rewards, I'm not so yeah, the most important rewards, like the only rewards that you will miss out on in this game, and I'll show you exactly where they are, is in your you know time mode, or not time modes, your score modes. When you look at your rankings, so all of us are gonna easily get to where you get the max gems. This 5-star is not hard to get to. It's just a matter of playing the game. 6-star, you'll probably get to. Many of you are probably gonna get the 7-star. These levels are not hard to get to. Definitely not 5. Definitely not 6. I did this as a casual. All you're going to miss out on is if you look here, you do get more of these higher tier persona coins. And then at the very end, you get even more, right? That's what you're missing out on. But look at this. These are the same. These are the same. This is your shop currencies. And so, yes, this person sitting here, if you're sitting back, say at rank 6 up here, they're going to buy a top tier persona more frequently than you, which means the score has a better chance to be higher because they're doing duplicates on like Dionysus or whoever the new one is that they introduced that you have to use these coins for. So will they be better? Yes, they'll get slightly better stats, slightly faster than you will. You're not losing out on pulls and you're not losing out on shop currency. So honestly, I don't feel bad about being casual and sitting in that 6-7 range because I'm getting all the gems. Like, and that's really what I care. That's all you're missing. Otherwise, it's like pretty, you know, stuff like this. If this drives your satisfaction, then of course push this as hard as you can. I personally could care less about my frame. Like, I forgot that was a thing. Mobius Final Fantasy was a great game too, Showtime. I had a lot of fun in that one. Max my Strago app. Yeah, dude, Strago was fantastic. He had what the cast that had like the triangle thing that reminds me of Chrono Trigger, actually. Yeah, everything is more enjoyable when you let go of the attitude. Man, you know what? I'm in my 40s. Years of life lessons, some very hard ones like I mentioned, and therapy. Y'all, don't be ashamed to go see a counselor. I see one every single month. And I think it's one of the most healthy things you can do, you know, if you're in a position that you can do it. I highly recommend it. Because yeah, when you let go of some of the things that are driving dissatisfaction, you start to realize that that problem was smaller than you made it out to be. Now, there's some real problems in life. I'm not saying that there aren't, but a gacha game, least of my concerns. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to build a community. I'm here to hang out with all of you. You know, you guys are fantastic. That's why I'm here. I don't need to be stressed out about that. Did I play Record Keeper? Absolutely. I played Record Keeper until all their extra burst things got so redonkulous that I just didn't want to keep up with it anymore. But I loved it. I love the art style of that one because it's that pixel style. Which obviously, I mean, you guys see my logo. Like, I love that pixel. Have I been out of camera? I've been leaning back. I didn't realize if I was out of camera. How often should you be running this? Are you talking about these? So there's two ways to look at this. Why have I not run mine yet? Because we still have 12 days. I only care about the score on these two towards the end of a season when I'm the strongest. So if I ran this right now today, I'm not going to be at a higher level than I will be 12 days from now. So I usually wait until the last couple of days. A couple in my guild will push it like the last couple hours to really rank us up. But if you can look at it as you do it once, you get the rewards and you walk away and you don't care about your score at all, and that's fine. You get enough stars. So look, to rank up, get 27 stars. That's from doing this. So right here, you've got your 3 sets of 9. That's how you rank up. And then you get some, other rewards for getting some score, but it's not a heavy score that you have to get to. So you can see it kind of here. I have to get 300,000 points. That's not going to be hard for you in this. You could run a lower difficulty and get that. So you just need to do enough to clear that. If you don't want to push for leaderboards, stop there. Save yourself the headache. It's the same thing with the Nightmare Gate. So your rewards here, it's based on your points. So whatever your rankings are, it's like is that 1.5? Could they put a comma in there for me? It's 1.5 to get this last reward. And again, it's not that hard to get that when you're combining your scores here. So do it enough to get your rewards, and then you only have to do more if you want to rank higher. The camera jigged when you knocked your knee. Yeah, I'm going to put my knees down. I'm like sitting back with my legs crossed. Or my legs up, whatever you want to call it. I went from my old top 14% to top 6% redoing on the last day. Yeah, it's your best time because you're going to be stronger. I think I was 8% at the end of last season. Like, I did it a few days earlier and I didn't go back and push it. I just didn't have time. Yeah, do your Nightmare Gate for dailies. And that's why I have, like, on my Sea of Souls, that's why this top one is done, is because I needed that for my daily today. And I'll save this one for tomorrow, and I'll save this one for the day after. So I'll use that to push my dailies for a couple days. Are you still playing on your care account? So I am not actively playing it anymore. I pop over there for content, and I pop over there, like if I need to film something, like when I did the train video the other day. And I go over there to read kits that, like for like characters that I've built and things like that. But now I want to film as much as I can, because obviously I had to film this before it came out. Like, I want to be able to show you the skill tooltips from the global client, but I had always made the plan once they announced it that I was not going to play Palace 4 in KR. I wanted to save that for global. So, but just so you guys know, I still keep up on all the news. I keep up on the characters. I know who's good. Every new character they make has been really good lately, by the way. I cannot wait for Barry to come over. Matter of fact, Barry makes Yui good. So if you get her, just wait another 18 months and she'll be good again. Yeah, Billy, there's a lot of confusing stuff in here, and they definitely have a lot of systems. And it's another reason I'm cautious about speeding up content, because then you have more systems to layer on top of it still. Like, we still have Astro Globe, which is a very big, like, whenever you see my guys and I talk about mental image, that comes with Astro Globe. I give the 1% chance of hope I had of being 1%. Yeah, Mr. Bud, week 1 was your best chance of getting 1%, and then the whales took over. Even though the burn setup guy is a nut job. Man, I love Key. He is psychotic, and I think it's the funniest thing. Yeah, no, he's the best part. We just joke because he's a literal psychopath. Like, he sounds like he wants to set an orphanage on fire. A truly long-term investment. That's good info. Excited to watch it. Won't be 18 months with... Yeah, Chandler, it won't be. Not if they do what they're talking about doing. I wish they would give us some actual details, though. Bet I'm pulling for Yui. I love Barry. Dude, I will likely pull Barry before she goes to standard. Because she's not limited, right? She's going to standard, if I'm not mistaken. Can't wait for that sweet crit rate from Mental Image. Yes. Mental Image is tough, though. So... to get the higher level mats, you have to clear the higher level content, which means you need a lot of team members. So keep that in mind. And there's even like stages I'll run without a full team, because you can only use each character so many times. So think about like your navies, you just have less navies. And so you might take your earlier stages and like super DPS rush them without a full team, or with like, that's where you might be like, oh, I'm going to bring Cattle out of like retirement or something. But yeah, to get the like rainbow rewards, you have to go through the tough content. That is a place that you'll find more challenge there. I like it, but it's definitely one of the harder modes. I think the only mode I would say is harder is Tartarus, and that's where it's like another roguelike, but you're not bringing your own characters in there anyways. Yeah, Yusuke, Drage, I will absolutely pity Yusuke, and I will absolutely pity Makoto. There's no question about it. 2 candidates. I'm missing your context there, Showtime. Forgive me. Key reminds me of Shun Kaido from Psych. If anyone's seen that. I don't know that anime. I've watched a fair share, but I don't actually know that one. World's an amazing game. Still hoping for the other Akechi. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. You know what? I actually watched a video today. It was like a 5 or 7 minute video, and somebody was talking about the whole concept of why, like how he had his awakening, because he's a Persona user, right? And so, but he doesn't go through like the motions like the rest of the party. It's a really interesting video. I wish I could link it, but I can't remember what. I'd have to go like digging through my history to find it. Shut up about the apocalypse. Oh my god. Dude, Showtime, I like that. Yeah, Key's your little brother who just got done watching season 1 Death Note. Death Note is my favorite anime. I have the entire manga collection sitting down over there. I have like a manga shelf. It's a great comedy. Okay, I'll have to check that one out. It's been really funny having Cattle be better DPS. Oh my god. Let's see. Talking about Makoto Yuki. No, I'm talking about, well, I mean, Makoto Yuki's amazing damage as well. But I'm talking about Queen. So I favor Persona 4, then Persona 5, then Persona 3. I don't have as many favorites in P3 as I do the other games. P4, I will get everybody in the cast. No questions asked. P3... Truth be told, I'd be pulling for content from meta more than for personal favorites. Akihiko is my favorite from the cast. I would probably then say Aegis is cool. I like robots. I think they're cool. I don't know. Who isn't going to pull dog? Was it Komaru? How do they say? The little kid. I hate that character. Who else would I care about? I truly am neutral to all the other characters on 3. Have you seen Chainsaw? I know of it. I've not watched it yet. Same with Solo Leveling. That's on my list to watch. I used to watch more TV, but the amount of content creation I've been doing lately has just killed like my TV time. I'm still trying to get through Squid Games. Nobody spoil Squid Games. Please, God, don't spoil Squid Games. I'm in I've got I think 3 episodes left. Let's see. Queen, I still used Queen up until I left KR. She just does, her and Vino together is just a power combo. You just like the OP forecast? That's fair. Joseph, I'm not the type to argue somebody over their likes and dislikes. It's just like someone could be like, hey, I love P3 cast. I'm like, yeah, I'm neutral. P5 story loses it. So P5 kind of does like a curve like this for me, where it's like the first arc through Fox. I like the first 2 palaces. Then you kind of go through like the whole Big Bang arc and everything else. That was kind of whatever. Makoto's arc was eh. And then you've got Sai. I love Sai's palace. The Shido conclusion, the Akechi parts were great. The Shido part was whatever. And then I like the royal content. You don't like either. Oh, Ken. I thought you said either, like either game. Yeah, I don't... Again, this is also, I'm an older man. The concept of a bunch of teenagers taking a child through that. Are they funding his trauma bills after? I could never be like, hey, my child, you awaken a persona. Let's throw you into this horrible world where you have to, I'm not going to give source words. You guys know what's up. Mitsuru is good. Yeah, I would give you that. Partial, yeah. I'll give you guys Mitsuru. I'll give you that. A weirdo Teddy fan. Teddy needs to lose his perversion, but otherwise I like him. Queen for life. There you go. Give me the avatar. quit my life so I still don't have enough time for all the content I want. Can you make it so we have 48-hour days? God, man, I could use that. I want to see the new season of Dexter, Reggie. I hear it's really good. What does Vino bring? Everything. So she gives elemental ailments. And the way that Queen works is, I think it's up to 4 extra hits. The amount of elemental ailments that's on the enemy she's attacking, she's single target, will cause her to trigger extra attacks. Plus, Vino gives more damage to nuke. So she just amps your nuke damage, and obviously Makoto's nuke damage. So that pairing works fully synergistic, kind of like Rin does with Joker. But those elemental ailments are good even outside of her. So there's a lot of teams you'll see after Vino comes out with like, hey, if you need a debuffer and you don't have this person, put Vino in. She's like a great slot in for a lot of teams. Matter of fact, like I would slot her in on my team for Yui. Like that would be a good one because she can get shock to land. The boss fight in OGP5 was painful. Which one? The Okamura? Whatever it is? Yeah, that's the worst boss fight in that whole freaking game. Can't wait for it to come back over here. Ken got Amelia thrown into tartar sauce. Have you watched The Walking Dead? Yes. Do you want to know a fun fact about your man Bear over here? My one true fear in life is zombies. I don't know why. Don't know why. But I have the entire Walking Dead comic book collection. And so the show came out. And I had a buddy of mine who was staying at my wife and I's place. He, down some hard luck. And so every Sunday when it first came out, we would watch it. And I had my wife, she hates zombies. She gives a crap less about like fantasy stuff. And I would make her watch it with me for the first season until I got more comfortable with it. And so here's my wife like, you're a grown ass man. And you want me to come watch the zombie show with you? So yeah, I'm not a zombie. Like it's funny. I love zombies because they terrify me. And so I think it's like that adrenaline rush that it gives me. Let's see. How dare you call best school or Makoto mid? Makoto and Haru arc are mid as fuck. Yeah, absolutely. The story in those arcs are just not great. And like we were talking about this today or yesterday. The fact that they have Morgana kind of steal the light in Haru's arc, not a good play. Not a good play. Futaba nerd. There you go. There you go. I just want to save up for Futaba and Mega Do Violet. You won't be screwed, Nexus, because there's enough things that you can pull in between. But I would also say, outside the fact that you want to Mega Do Violet, you could pull other people in between and still have enough gems. Oh, that's cool. You saw Dexter on Broadway? Well, to your point, Michael. Still a cruise ship. Dude, there is a YouTube channel. It came across my feed like a month ago and I'm addicted to it. And it's all about, could you survive the zombie apocalypse in a school, in a mall, on a cruise ship? And he actually breaks down, like, here's how the engineering works on a cruise ship. Like, this is when you run out of water, what happens when your generator breaks down, and like he goes over the probability of surviving. It's super interesting. Like, I nerd out over that stuff. Yes, I think he is worth investing in. So not to shill out my own videos, but take a look at my key video because I actually show you how to amp damage. And in that video, I was level 50 going against one of the harder bosses, not the hardest, but one of the harder bosses in Palace 2. And he did half of that team's damage before I ever used a single power from anybody else. So keep that in mind. Like, he's kind of semi off damage, like off DPS. He's not exactly that, but he actually, with his burns and his Sacred Flame mechanic, he does some good damage. And then he just amps the shit out of Anne. Like, he's a 5-star weapon for On. Until you get Howler, then Howler's better. But every single person you get at level 54, very nice. Yeah, except for the one I'm missing from Merope's social link. I've got the same now. Yeah, so Aaron, it's partly that. It's partly the villain more than anything. Like, I like the concern over being blackmailed and the why behind it, but the villain itself kind of fell flat, especially when you think about the first Palace boss. Like, I think the first Palace boss is probably one of the better written ones in that entire game. All right, friends, it is getting closer to midnight, and I get up at 5:30. So, and I actually have to do, like I said, hardcore math tomorrow. So I've got to come to a close on this stream. I have already, well, I don't think I've put it on YouTube yet. No, I haven't. I will be back my usual streaming. I like to do Saturday nights, 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time. So I will, in the next day or so, pre-schedule that for everybody. So know that, oh my God, Mr. By 2 a.m., you got me beat, friend. So I'll be back then. I do not think I'll be able to stream before then. A, because I want to film you guys some videos, and obviously I can only do one or the other. And then I'm going to a water park with the family Saturday. So I've got to somehow wake up early, slat in, making some video content, editing, all the good stuff that you have to do on YouTube, getting that out for y'all. For the members, I will do my best to schedule it early for you and give you that extra day to watch it and comments before it goes live for everybody else. So my little thank you, I try to give to you when I can. I know it's not every video, but when I can, I try to. So thank you all. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for the super chats. You guys are beyond generous. So I super appreciate that. And with that, friends, please, until I see you again, take care of yourselves.